Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Welcome, everybody, and happy Monday. Monday, we always say Friday, but we should make Monday a Monday too. Welcome to Fly Nubian Money. The internet is absolutely outraged. Listen, I watched all these videos this weekend and it's cracking me up. So Tabitha Brown just told struggling entrepreneurs to get a job. Some people are cheering and others are kind of dragging her. So today we're actually going to break it down. Does getting a traditional job help you chase your dreams, or does it hold you back from building your own business? Now we're going to talk about money and mindset and the real hustle behind financial freedom. Everyone on this panel, all of my queens, we all have our own business. We all do our own thing. And we all understand the hardness that it can take to do that. So you're going to hear from all of us queens who have a little bit of experience in this. So today my royal court is Marlo Lathan, TV film producer, Dr. Sabrina Williams, author, investor, and educator specializing in proper transfer of wealth. Melissa B, haven't seen you in a while, Melissa B, thought leader and victim service advocate, can't speak today. And you have little me, Lala, your singing international real estate agent. Let's get this Monday popping. Now, first, before we get into the conversation, I would like to hear what all of our audience has to say, all of our family. Have you seen the videos? What were your initial thoughts? You know, Tabitha's been kind of swirling around with several things. And I think right now people are just kind of making a target out of her. But what do you think about her comments about getting a job if your business is not working out is? And that is the question that I'm going to kick off to everybody on the panel today. Melissa, I'm going to start with you first. Did you see her video, and how do you feel about it? Do you think that was a wise thing to say to people?
Yeah, so she came across very genuine, as she usually does. I never get any bad vibes from Tabitha. She always, is very caring. And she even started it off with a disclaimer. She started off saying, look, I hope you all don't take it the wrong way or whatever. So the fact that there's a lot of negative feedback, it really shows that there's a lot of lack of emotional intelligence when it comes to entrepreneurs, and that's a big problem. You have to hold it together. So yeah. I think what she said was actually pretty
right.
reasonable.
And how about you, Marlo? What was your initial thoughts when you heard her saying this?
It took me a long time. I saw the chatter, but I wanted it to just pop in my timeline organically, which it did. It was fine. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I don't think that anything that she said was not common sense. But the internet does not exist if you don't have people who are, I'm going to say, fake outraged by what another person says, how another person feels, what another person's perception is. That is the world we live in now. So
it's all about those clicks.
What she said was fine.
Is all about those clicks. So of course, when they want to get them clicks on hot topics, they get in with that. But how about you, Dr. Sabrina? What was your initial thoughts when you heard that was what her advice was to entrepreneurs?
Well, I had more of an opinion of people's responses than I did to what she said. I mean, what was she supposed to say? Starve to death? Don't right. Just trace your dreams until you're starved to death, I just think we make too much out of nothing. And Lala, I think about the younger version of myself. All of us, let's say we were just coming out of college. We may not have gone straight into the job of our dreams, but did we just sit on the sidelines and wait for it? No, we went and got what we could because we still had rent to pay. We still had, obligations. So it was just kind of common sense. Come on, people.
Well, that's the first thing I thought of. And Marlo, you hit it too. You said, common sense, but common sense isn't common anymore. And also, Double A said the same thing. She said, seems like common sense is no longer common sense, scratching my head. But let's actually watch the video. Okay, so let's really dig into what Tabitha said, and then we're going to break it down into our conversation. So check this out.
Hello there. Real quick, that this is not to discourage you, because I want us to be clear about that first, okay? You gotta been in this place for a long time, okay? Now listen, you got good ideas. Baby, you got good ideas. Your execution is not as good, okay? Your follow through, not as good. The ideas though are great. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody, and that doesn't mean it's not for you. But right now, these last few months, few years, you know what I'm talking about, baby. It ain't been working for you, okay? And you doing a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul, okay? You done got yourself in some mess, and it's time for you to get a job. You hear me? You just gonna need to get a job for a little while, okay? It don't mean your ideas ain't good, okay? It don't mean that maybe one day you could be a good entrepreneur, but you have proven to yourself and everybody else that you owe money to, okay, that it ain't working right now, okay? It ain't worked for a while. It actually has never worked yet. Doesn't mean it won't ever work, but right now you need to go to work. You're gonna need to get a job, okay? And then keep working towards it, but at least you'll have a job while you are pursuing that thing. But right now, you need to get a job, baby. All right? That's it. I love you. Now go about your business.
Okay, now listen. I can't get mad at Tabitha. Tabitha's always come to people with love. She's always been very transparent about her business, and we all feel like we've been on that ride with her when she first started, and how she fought through as well. And we also know that she did what she needed to do to get to her success. There's many different steps to reaching your success. It's not an overnight thing. So what I want to tap into right now is all of us here have something. And one thing that I've noticed is a lot of us want to start businesses, but we don't know how. We don't have the education to jump into that. So that's not to say that we can't learn it, but let's talk about just how hard it is to be an entrepreneur. So, Marlo, I'm going to start with you on that. Can you share with us some of your struggles as you have gone along the road to entrepreneurship?
Well, that's why I have a full-time job right now. I mean, and I've done what I do, which is while I'm there, I elevate, right? So I came in at one level. I've been promoted twice within the job that I had. Because of the work ethic that I have, I bring the same energy. I'm not there. This is what I explain to people. I'm there, obviously, if finance is my dream, right? If that's what we're saying, it provides an avenue for me to learn more. I wouldn't have the ability to learn about $1 million budgets and how to manage $1 million budgets and how to break budgets down in the way that I do if I didn't have the job that I have, right? And I think that people like to shun jobs because we're in this world of boss, right? We're in this world. Everybody want to be able to say, I'm the CEO, I'm the founder. If that's what makes you feel important, go for what you know. But what I know is when my child gets sick, she needs health insurance. When I need to go to the grocery store, I need to go to the grocery store. I need to be thinking about a time when I'm not going to be working. So I want a retirement savings where I could be matched dollar for dollar. That's a choice that I'm making in having a full-time job. And it works for me, and I also work for myself. And I think that everybody's path is different, and you just got to walk your track. You can't walk anybody else's track.
I agree. I agree. And not all businesses are the same either. Some take a little bit harder things to do. Like I know very successful Avon ladies. I know very successful Mary Kay's driving them daggone pink. And they were working full-time jobs before they got to that status. So, I'm asking the same question to you, Dr. Sabrina, because I think it's really important for people to understand that just being an entrepreneur and a successful one doesn't come overnight. So, can you tell us a little bit about your path to entrepreneurship?
Thank you. Great. So I think the one thing that we don't do enough of elevating in our conversation is the struggle that entrepreneurs really have. You go back and you look statistically at most business and most business owners, you give them 18 months, especially Black businesses, most of them have gone out of business, gone underwater, simply because a lot of times we don't even have access to the capital, the working capital that we need to keep our businesses afloat. So it's hard when you don't have, the money coming in that you need to run your business, let alone anything that's due in your household or any other financial responsibilities that you have. So I would tell anybody, and this is the part of the conversation that we don't really tell people. If you are not willing, if you're not thick-skinned enough to give yourself 3 to 5 years, then don't do it. Because you got to be willing to take some L's along the way. And you think about it, when we go to school, let's make this real for us. Okay, we go to the university. Most university programs are what? 4 to 5 years, some of them 6 years. There's a reason why. You got to pay your dues too. There are a lot of things you go into business not knowing. And a lot of times people that even have a certain skill set, let's say our hairdressers, they may be great at doing hair, but as far as having the business sense and the business skills that's necessary to build their businesses, a lot of times they don't have that. So, I think it's unrealistic, this picture that we've painted of perfection and bossing and, how all of these things are just going to be so grand and glorious. Even the world of being a landlord, I can write a book on it, Landlord Chronicles. There are things that people tell you about. Yeah, the cash flow is great, and have all this money, all these properties, but they don't tell you about the headaches and the heartaches and the folks calling you in the middle of the night and all that kind of stuff. The toilet's tearing up when you least want them to tear up. HVAC's going out. They don't talk about that part of the conversation. So I'm just gonna keep it for you.
There's a lot of people, and also the misconception. I didn't mean to cut you off because we're going to need to take a break. But also, there is a huge misconception that you immediately go into business and everything you can never report the bad things. You better just tell people that everything is good, or else what will they think if I failed at this? There is a lot to entrepreneurship that people don't think about. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to this conversation. We'll be right back.
It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com.
And that's what we do. We're talking about, if you're interested in getting a side hustle or something to get you started, we got a lot of resources for you. So please make sure that you go and check out our website at flynubianmoney.com. I want to hit that same question for you, Melissa, because we all here have our own hustles and we all have our businesses. And I also feel like it's really honest of us to not gatekeep and to be honest and tell people about how businesses are hard to get started. Listen, we face a lot of walls just against being Black women, period. Okay. So we have more to fight, but I always want to be encouraging, but also be truthful with people on how sometimes how hard it is. So Melissa, what has been your experience?
So, from my experience, I registered my business 2 years ago, and I did it when I wasn't working. I didn't have my job or anything, but I was so eager just to get started. And I took advantage of the resources here in Miami. So, a Chamber of Commerce, Bayside, MD, which are all these resources in the community that helps Black businesses to get started. And from my perspective, I believe that a lot of younger entrepreneurs with AI and everything, they're like, oh yeah, I can get myself started in like today and then tomorrow I'll make $1 million. Da da da. We see it all the time on social media. Everyone makes it seem like it's easy peasy, but it's not realistically that way. And AI does not. Yes, you could make money fast, but you still have to put yourself in your business. So that's just
Baby,
my
that
perspective.
part. That part. Because,
Mhm.
and my experience is this: when I went to school to be a word processing secretary, the week that I got my diploma, that no longer existed. So I had to learn how to swing when Microsoft Word came out. So I was a secretary for a very long time. I worked for Nabisco for a very long time. And then when I lost my last job, I was like, that's enough. I'm tired of getting downsized. I knew nothing about real estate when I got into it. Okay. We had moved to a brand new city where I had no family, no nothing. So, how to start a business? You don't get into real estate and you just start selling houses if you don't know anybody. You got to get a reputation. You got to know people and you got to hustle. So, I learned how to take the skills of teaching real estate. And that's how I got my first business, by offering to teach first time homebuyers classes to nonprofit organizations. That's how I built my business. I built my business on going to HUDs, because HUDs only required you to have one photo at the time, and we were allowed to go and market the house. So there was a good year, y'all. Did you hear what I said? A year before I had my first closing, because I didn't know anyone and I had to build that reputation. So for a year, off of the unemployment, not the unemployment, but the thing that I won for losing the last job, I used that to launch into my business. But I also told myself that if I needed to use my skills as a real estate agent to do other things, use that license to do other things, whether it's property management or not, I knew that I could do that. So I wasn't afraid to say, hey, if I need to do a 9 to 5, I'll do a 9 to 5. Because I still have these other skills and I still have the evenings when people are off and I still have the weekends. So it's not always easy, but there are ways around it to still reach your dream. And so I just want you to know the struggle is there, but baby, ain't no shame in your game putting food in your mouth and keeping your family fed. So let's check out another video so that we can get back into this conversation. I just really felt like it was so important for us to share. But before we hit that video, sorry, producer, I do want to go to some of the comments because I think they're very important. Booker says that you can run your business after you get off. Rent is due, right? We have Double A who said, folks are too sensitive nowadays. If it doesn't apply, keep scrolling, talking about how they're, kind of bashing Tabitha. Nazaya, I hope I said that properly. I think what she says is true. I'm an occupational massage therapist, and when I need more money, I go and work at spas to make the ends meet. She's still using her talent. She just putting it in a different place, right? Then it says, turn our occupation into an enterprise of entrepreneurship, since we know the bells and whistles, right? Right. So most people are agreeing. I don't see anyone who is bashing people. And I also want to say one more thing. Y'all, I don't know if y'all saw the job reports. The job reports are down. They are way down. 22,000 jobs were only added in August. So sometimes that job you need to hold on to, that precious job, while you're building. No shame. So now we're ready to go into the video. Sorry about that. So let's check this out. We'll get back into the conversation.
You will not believe this, but this might be a video dragging Tabitha Brown. I just saw a video of somebody halfway going in on Chloe Bailey, and I decided I would just join the chat and give my experience when it comes to Tabitha Brown. Now, I saved this tweet forever ago, but it reads, Tabitha Brown is only 44. Could have fooled me. Maybe because of her mammy energy, I could assume she was closer to 60. Now, I don't know who wrote this tweet. This was one of my friends. But baby, they was in my damn head when they wrote this, because I've been saying Tabitha Brown, and when she get this little voice going on, she really sound like she could have replaced the Aunt Jemima on the front of the syrup bottle, because she sound like a mammy. And it's like, out of all the acts we done seen people do, girl, you really gonna pull a mammy vibe on us? And if I was to really come here for some shock value, I would say, is Tabitha Brown any different than the folks who out here eating the watermelon with the big ass mouth and the boy who eating the chicken wings? Maybe so, because them bitches doing it in front of white people, and that shit ain't cool. But I really want to like Tabitha, but the act of the mammy, I can't get past that shit, and it really bothers me, and it makes me uncomfortable. Like, I had really tried to watch her video one day when she was talking about the man who got the little squirrel that he always run here with on TikTok. But that mammy ass energy was about to take me. Bitch, I was finna be printing obituaries, okay? Line them 6 people up to carry me out. Cause baby, I would really rather be viewed than seen than viewed. But Tabitha was finna have me out here cashing in on the life insurance policy, and I ain't like that. And before y'all clown me and
Listen, this whole social media thing, I like to say that there are many cowards behind keyboards that just decide they know nothing, but they want to bash others. Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe it's just they feel like they want to say stuff that they're pent up that they can't say in front of people's faces. But we cannot ignore that social media does have a place in putting yourself out there. That's not easy, putting yourself out there. I can't tell you how many times I've been called fat, ugly, or all sorts of things. And you got to grow a thick skin. So Marlo, you do a lot with social media, and you are you do a lot of producing in TV and film. So how does social media opinions affect entrepreneurs?
They shouldn't. And let me tell the entrepreneurs this. Read the comments to engage, not to feel. These people do not know you. People have learned through internet and reality TV that negativity and a lie will fly, honey. It does not matter. People will armchair quarterback the situation. So don't worry about the commenters, because they don't know you. And I would use it as an opportunity to pitch my product. You got something negative to say to me? Hey, thank you for visiting. Click this link if you want some good merchandise or whatever it is that you're selling. I think that people let other people's opinions of them affect them in ways that I'm glad I'm just not affected. I don't care. Your opinion of me is your opinion, and you're so entitled to that. And if I start saying my opinion of you, I might make you cry. So there's no need for us to even have a discourse, because I'm not here to make anybody cry. And so that's kind of how I move in these social media streets. But I think what he's saying, I'm not a big, huge Tabitha Brown fan. I don't know what the mammy thing and all of that's about. But he and I have a similar opinion of like the baby talk voice. I don't know if I never met her. Maybe she really talks like that. I don't know. But also, millions of people support Tabitha Brown without my support. It doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make me right. So I think that if I can tell an entrepreneur anything, do not worry about them folks, especially if they ain't clicking the link.
Baby, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not. but I may not be your flavor, but I can direct you to someone who may, and that's not going to hurt my feelings. Social media is just that, social media, and you got to be able to roll with it. I clap my hands at anybody who decides to put their face out there for others to see, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Now I struggle with my weight. I struggle with a lot of things. I come on and sing a lot because y'all know that I'm a vocalist. I come on and I sing. I sing raw. I ain't trying to do nobody's stage. You know, sometimes I'll do it with my husband. There's many, oh, she thinks she can't sing. Well, let me see you get up here and do it. I just use it to jump ship. So I think other people's opinions is just that. They're other people's opinions. I totally agree with you, Marlo. But I do want to ask you, Dr. Sabrina, do you think that Tabitha's advice applies to everyone? Because that's how people are taking it.
I think it depends on the individual. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. There are some people and some businesses that do require like a singular focus. Like you really got to be all in. I remember, I think it was Tyler Perry maybe that said the plan, there was no plan B. You either won or you won. That was just it. And I think for some people, if you have that type of focus and you have that type of dream, because we have to remember, God, some of the things that people are doing are just ideas that they have in their trying to walk in those ideas. There are other people that are walking in their dreams, their God-given dreams, things that, have really been, they've been chosen to do. And I just feel like for me personally, if I had not had the support of my husband, I mean, there are many years when I did not have a job, but if I did not have the support of my husband, I don't know how we would have made it. We would not have made it. Somebody had to pay the bills. There had to be somebody coming, bringing in the money that was necessary to make sure that the mortgage was paid, make sure that everything that we had financially was being taken care of. It's almost like that word job is a dirty word, but it's not. It is not. And I don't get why people are upset.
Because they feel like they should be running everybody else's life is how I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, baby, what you fussing about? A lot of times you got skeletons in your own closet, right? Mm-hmm. And I can't agree with you more. Listen, my husband is, baby, he's my entrepreneur hero, because for one, he's always stuck to his guns, and he's always said to himself, I will not be doing another job outside of music. And he has never done that. That is his God-given talent. He's got pictures of him playing piano at 3 years old. All right. I got shaken off of mine, but he's always been good with us, and we work together. And when things don't work, we make things work together, and that's just how it rolls. I think that's an important thing to remember. And if you don't have that support system, there you can get in with mentorship as well. We're going to take a quick break because I do want to touch on this when we get back as well. This is a great conversation. So listen, keep the comments coming, because we love to hear what you think about it. Are you an entrepreneur? Have you had to get a 9-to-5 just to help yourself launch into your dream business? We would love to hear that from you. We'll be right back.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us, so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Come in. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
Listen, we got good things to tell you today, and we're going to continue this conversation because we know we helping somebody. I told you we don't gatekeep around here. So, Melissa, I do want to ask you what you thought about the gentleman's video. What were your reactions to how he says he feels like she's got this pretend thing going on? Me personally, I think it's just a Southern thing. I'm from Kentucky. I got aunties that talk like that. That soothes me. I don't know. Her voice soothes me because it feels like family. So, what is your thoughts?
I think he's just looking for clout because everything he said made no sense to me, honestly. Plain and simple.
Very plain and simple. So, like, if you let's put it into our own perspective. If someone was to come like that about your business online, would that be something that you would address? Do you think that you might be able to use that as fodder to push yourself forward? Because I see a lot of people who actually do use that to push into a positive aspect. Or would you just ignore it? I love Marlo. I know your answer already, Marlo. But Melissa, you had such a short answer. I want you to expand a little bit.
Yeah, she could double down on it because a lot I like her voice. I love her energy. You know, I'm down here in Miami. I wish I had people talk to me like that sometimes. So if I was her, yeah, she could double down on it and bring more people to her and make her fans, fight those little petty battles because he's just looking for clout. He's looking for some of her followers or how that works. So, yeah, why not?
I learned to embrace it and make fun of it. So, but Marlo, you had such a like. I
Only
need you to touch
because,
on.
listen, she should never punch down, right? Unless you could get a good laugh off of it. But this particular individual wants that. He wants to get into a negative, nasty little chatty patty thing with her or someone that supports her. So for him, I would give the big old ignore. Now, other people I may, right? Other people, if I got time, I may go into a little bit of a back and forth or do a response for them. But for the most part, I'm not, listen, that's not contributing to my bottom line. Especially if I go to your profile, see you got 62 followers. No, thank you.
Right, that's the
Like,
first thing
it
I
just is
do.
no net benefit for her. She'll end up looking bad. She'll end up the one that's out of character or aside from character. And he will get 158 new followers because of it. No, you'll make no dollars off me, boo.
I absolutely love that because honestly, that is true. But because sometimes they want you to respond so that they can also build their side. Like there's a lot of things going on in these internet streets that people don't understand. Sonia says Tabitha's advice applies to some people. Nothing applies to everyone. Everyone's situation is different. And she said that she also appreciates us. And then Larika said, same. I love my country twang. It's a part of who I am. And that's my sister from Louisville, Kentucky. We all got that twang, Larika. I absolutely love it. It's just a part of us. But we have a couple of stats. I love my stats. So I got to pull up a couple of stats that we can chat about. 64% of Americans say they want to start a business at some point, but only 20% actually do. And nearly 50% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years. This is a great time to add this into the conversation because it's hard work. We've all said that. And we do know that within the first 5 years, a lot of businesses fail. So, Dr. Sabrina, why do you think that is?
Many reasons. As I say, entrepreneurship is not for the weak. And I go back to the younger version of myself. When I completed graduate school, I had a plan. And my area of specialization was occupational health and safety with a specialization in ergonomics and human factors engineering. At the time, during the Clinton administration, a bill had been passed that was going to mandate ergonomics in the workplace. So, of course, when I got that doctorate degree, all I could see was dollar signs. I'm going everywhere and I'm going to be consulting over here and contract over here. I'm going to be doing the darn thing. I was excited. But one of the very first acts that President Bush did when he came into office was burst my bubble by repealing that act. So, okay. All of the air went out. And guess what I did? I did exactly what Tab said. I went and got me a job. I did. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And I want to take the other side. Just a second. Give me just a liberty. What we heard, but the part that nobody is talking about is what else she said. She said, for those of you who've been at it for a while and you owe people, I know what that feels like, you guys. I'm sitting on that right now. I'm sitting in this right now where I have helped people who have dreams, whose dreams were supposed to come to fruition in 24 months, or maybe in 12 months. And now it's been 48 months or 60 months. So, that's the part of the conversation for everybody that's like saying she's hating on folks. Y'all probably the same folks that's been owing folks for months and months and years and years and centuries and centuries. You've been owing folks for a long time, and now people want their money. So it's nothing wrong with them saying, okay, I've been over backwards. I've heard this reason and that reason, and I've ridden with you. I've been to ride and die, and I've carried you. But now it's time for you to pay me back my money. Go get you a job. Nothing is wrong with that. And the question becomes, if the shoe was on the other foot, if the shoe was on the other foot and you were the one holding the bag for somebody else, then would you think that Tabitha's advice is all that bad? That's the question I have.
I think that's a good thing to let people soak into for a little bit. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Are you a Black business owner looking to expand your reach? Well, has Fly Nubian Money got good news for you? We are building a Black business directory to connect you with customers who need your services. And here is the best part. It is absolutely free. Email us at info@realvirtual.net. Send us your business name. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what services you offer, your website address, and your contact information. That's it. Together, we are going to build and circulate the Black dollar. Get listed today and start connecting with people who are probably already looking for you.
I'm looking for you. Get it. That's what I'm going to say. I've been telling you that ever since we decided we was going to do it. Send all your information in, because just like Tiara's doing she's looking out for us. I'm looking for you. Listen, we're going to kick this segment off with another video to jump back into this conversation. Check this one out.
So look, I know Tabitha Brown told y'all to go back and get a job, but you need to remember why God told you to quit. That's right. He told you to quit that job, and you need to remember why he told you to quit. See, this is not about provision. This is about obedience. And I know some people, you may not agree with me, but if you don't agree with me, this ain't for you. This is for the one who God told you to quit. You know God told you to quit. But this is the thing. He told you to quit. You obeyed him and you quit, but then you didn't obey the second instruction. You have to obey all of the instructions. He told you to quit, and then he told you to write the book. He told you to build the business. He told you to be the content creator and post, 3-4 times a day? But because you did not do that, there is no provision. See, obedience, again, let me just say this again. This is not about provision. God always provides for those who are obedient. So you quit, you don't have a job, you're building a business full time, but you are stuck in a cycle of fear. You're stuck in a cycle of doubt. So you won't post, you won't offer the program. You're just stuck. You sit and you doom scroll, right? And you get all this content, but you won't give it out. So now we have bills to pay. You got bills to pay. The kids need food. You want to do self-care. You want to go on the girls' trip, but now you have no money. But you have to obey the entire instruction. If he told you to quit, I don't really want you looking for a job. I don't really want you looking for a job. I want you to go back and obey the instruction that he gave you after he told you to quit. I want you to go back and obey the instruction after he told you to go into full-time entrepreneurship or full-time ministry.
Listen, there is a lot to unpack with that. There's a lot of truth in that. Um, Not everybody's situation is the same situation. I think as Americans, and the world sees Americans this way, is we see this as a do or die. We don't want to see the struggle. We praise people like Tyler Perry, who was homeless very, very long time, really put everything into his business until he made it. And then people fuss about that. Well, look, that was great. Look at what he did. Everybody should do it. Then we want to criticize people who are also telling you that there's times where you do have to fall back a little bit. You never know if your blessing is going to end up in that fallback. Everyone has a different circumstance. But I would love to hear your thoughts, Marlo, about what she said, because she's saying, what did God tell you? What does your instinct say? You don't have to be a Christian, y'all. Let's not get into that conversation. What were you told? Because everybody has a little whisper in their ear telling them what their life purpose is. What is your thoughts on that video, Marlo?
I think that it is very, you said put the religiosity aside, but her whole point is that, right? I believe that there are some cases where people believe that God gave them a message and either they heard him wrong, they were ear hustling and they got up on somebody else's message, or it was never your message to begin with. So I think that that's where you start. Is this really a message from God, or am I sick of this damn job to the point where I will put words in his mouth so that I can be encouraged enough to make a move? And I don't know. God has never spoken to me in the middle of the night and been like, leave that job, without a solid plan. Anytime that I have left, I have had a solid plan beneath me, because I don't believe that God is about confusion and chaos, right? And so I think sometimes I don't know, everybody's message is for them, but I think that this is the sort of thing in this world where you don't know whose message your whose ears your message might fall on. Is just a little bit tone deaf and dangerous to have people believing or encouraging people to keep believing that don't worry about the provision, because if you got kids, take care of your kids. If you got a roof, take care of your roof. If you got car needs, take care of that, because how you gonna deliver them baked goods? How you gonna go get the t-shirts from Hobby Lobby to press? How are you gonna do things if you don't have the basic needs met to be able to make this business? How you gonna sell houses if you can't meet people in the boonies where the properties may be for you to show? You have got to think these things through. And I think that doing things haphazardly and then blaming it on God and then cursing God once it then fell apart because that wasn't really the message for you in the first place happens an awful lot.
It's true. And other people are quick to say, there are some people that I know that tell people, and this is, sometimes it can be confirmation, but sometimes I worry about that. It's like some people would get, well, girl, you good at, you need to go on and start this business. And they don't know nothing about you. And you may have an inkling, but may not have the skills just yet. But you may say that, hey, that was confirmation to do this, and then find yourself over your head. I am with Marlo. God, I don't believe God creates confusion, but he also gives us common sense to make it a plan, and he makes it plain. But with that, I want to ask you, Melissa, how do you think that we know? I know this could be 50 million ways answered, but I'm going to target it toward you. How do you know when it's time for you to leave your job to start a business?
Oh man. So I quit my job right before COVID, and I was so frustrated for so long. Like, and it's funny because the day before I quit, I went in the bathroom and I just started crying. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. Just that emotional, like I was just crying. And it was just a feeling, and me crying, I was like, Melissa, what else is it gonna take? You are so unhappy. you are so unhappy. And I didn't know what to do next. I did not have no money, no nothing. I was living at my mom's house. My mom, I cannot sit in the house and she see me sitting there in the house. But I said, I can't do this though. A couple months after I quit, COVID happened. And I started getting
Wow.
those paychecks. I started making more money off of, at COVID being at home than I did at the job.
Movement.
Like it
See, some
all
things
worked
God
out
moves things, right?
seamlessly. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about that leap of faith. I had to do it. It was, I had to do it. I had to. And I'm so happy I did.
And things were put into place, right?
Like
They were put into
crazy.
place.
I was able to go to Jamaica. Like everyone was on lockdown. Everybody. I was able to go to Jamaica. I was able to do my little payments, get my stuff on my card. I hope the government not listening to me. But I was able to do my thing. I was able to relax, rewire, really figure out who am I? What do I want to do? I was in a very, very transformative position at that time. And oh my gosh, I'm so happy I took that leap.
And sometimes things just fall right into place. I think sometimes you know when they're falling right into place, and you also know when they're falling out of place. So it's a matter of also being very tuned in to what's going on
Mhm.
around you and not ignoring some signs that may be telling you to move in a different direction. But when things start falling into place, it just makes sense, right? Now, we have a couple of other stats I want us to hit because, I love them, right? Entrepreneurs with a side income are 2 times more likely to survive the first year. That's a good one. I like that one. Studies show that financial pressure is the number one reason new businesses close early. I think this is a time where we can pivot into sharing about expenses when you first start into entrepreneurship, because people just think that just because you want to roll over in the bed one day and say that you want to start a business, that you are a business owner. Let me tell you some of the fees that real estate agents have to pay in order to get in the game. First, you have to take the courses to be able to pass the test. That is about $500 there. You have to do federal fingerprints for each state. If you're going to get licensed in more state, you have to do that. Then you have to pay your local fees for that state. You have to pay your real estate office their fees. You have to split the commission and negotiate with your office. You are responsible for all of your marketing. You are responsible for all of your E&O insurance, not to mention the gas that you are taking people out for free while you're doing it. If they change their mind in the middle of a deal, you don't get to the closing table, you don't get paid. So you do put out a whole lot of money before you bring any money into your business. And those are reoccurring things that happen constantly. Every year you have to take your CE credits. Every year you have to pay those dues. Every year you have to pay those marketing and your business, your office that you're under. These are things that have to be paid in the background where you may not be earning that money. So Marlo, I would like for maybe you to share with us some things that, in your business that people have to lay out in your profession.
Well, I think you have to have, for me, on the production side, a camera. When I lost the job when I was working at the hair company, she really just kind of fired everybody methodically, like over a 2-week period. And my mom made a $10,000 investment. She bought me some camera equipment. She bought me a MacBook Pro. She bought me some other things that I needed. I monthly occurring costs for websites. The time that it takes to create and edit content. Everybody thinks that the shot that's up is the shot you got, and the reality is you got 1,000 shots before you allowed yourself to choose the one. And I think it's just the time, the proving, right? So many people, especially when we're talking about production, so many people have been messed over by producers and videographers, people who claim that they do this work. They don't do this work. They make it very hard for me. They already got a $40,000 payday. I come in there, people looking at me, they like, you want to get paid how much? because they've already been messed over and gotten nothing. So I'm gonna let everybody go round robin, but I need y'all to know my final thoughts gonna be about the scamming, because we cannot forget a lot of entrepreneurs end up scamming because as we are talking about these costs, marketing costs, promotional costs, background costs, insurances, licenses, all of that stuff costs money. And we see these entrepreneurs all the time going down, these people that are flexing on Instagram and all of that stuff with their Ferraris and their big money stack phones. And they be scamming because they have created a lifestyle look that y'all want to emulate that's not real.
I think that's true. I want to keep, we are also winding down. So, Dr. Sabrina and Melissa, if you could just share with us just shortly, like some of the expenses that it took you to get your business going. And we'll start with you, Dr. Sabrina.
Well, I want to approach it from another standpoint. Being a real estate investor for a while, people automatically think, Lala, and you can relate to this, that you make a ton of money because you're a landlord. Oh, you're just rolling in the money. Well, let me give you a simple example. Let's say I have a property and I'm cash flowing $200, $250 a month on that property. That may seem like a lot, and to the tenants, sometimes it seems like a lot, but one HVAC repair could wipe out all of my income on that one property for the rest of the year. So now, how does every other expense get paid? So, I mean, there are a lot of unexpected things that, you see the upside that people tell you, but there's a downside that people don't want to talk about, and it's real. That's real. My example.
And there you go. We're sharing all of this with you so that you can see you need to really plan out things and know how you can fall back to being able to be successful and not fall into that percentage. How about you, Melissa?
You're asking for the expenses, right? For the business?
Like, what are some of the things that you have to put into your business before success?
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to media school right now. I'm with Marlo with the whole branding thing. I'm into media. So I want to learn how to edit. I want to learn how to position myself as an entrepreneur, as a brand. I have to learn how to talk. I have to learn, even being here, we have to learn how to talk, how to present ourselves, what else? Local business tax receipts, registration, any other business skill, like marketing is a big one. Communication, all of that stuff costs money.
Money before you even bringing anything in. You can't just say I'm a business and people don't know you. You have to be able to be liked and trust, and people need to feel like they know you to get started. Listen, I know many of our viewers are also entrepreneurs. We would love for you to share, and could you turn around and help somebody else learn something. See, that's what this is about. We're being the light here, no gatekeeping. We're telling you that it's possible. Yes, you can do it, but also there is some plannings, and there are some days where it's seems a little gloomy, and some days we all done sat in that cubicle and cried, because I can tell you I've done that many times as well too, like a deal falling apart at the closing table, right? So there's a lot of things like that. So share with us what you have in your business that costs, that keep you out of pocket until something comes in. So let's check out this last video and then we'll be right back.
Tabitha Brown really got y'all in a chokehold because she said if you're a struggling entrepreneur, you're not making any money, go get a 9-to-5. Coming from somebody who, I've been a business owner really while I was in law school, but even when I became an attorney, I started my own practice. That was 2021. And it's 2025. Since I've had my own practice and hung out my own shingles, I've always had a side hustle that was a consistent stream of income. That's not foolish. That's not a lack of faith. That is wisdom. Y'all see these two back here? Say hi. One of them just woke up. Here go the other one. So we providing for kids. I got a husband. He carries his weight through his consistent stream of income. We got grown people bills. Yes. You take the leap of faith. You start the business. You write the vision. You make it plain. You walk it out. All of that. Yes, we live by and walk by faith every single day. But wisdom has taught us that it is good to have a consistent stream of income. It does not mean you're neglecting your entrepreneur journey. It doesn't mean that you're throwing away your dreams. You're just taking a pivot to set you and your family up for long-term success. Maybe you can do your business and have something on the side. Maybe you temporarily put down your business, get a full-time job, and save up to put you in the best position to thrive as an entrepreneur. But come on, y'all, let's use wisdom. Get up off Miss Brown, because at the end of the day, we all have to do what we have to do to provide for our families. Bye.
I love that, and I love she got her babies back there too. Let's listen. She talking real talk in front of her babies. Her babies hear her. Do you understand? They hear her, and they also will take into that, and they'll remember this is how we help. We're honest in front of our babies, right? Dr. Vibe says, Marlo, I agree with you that we have to take care of ourselves and our families. If you have to put being an entrepreneur as part of doing this, then it is what it is. Then we also had Sonia say there are real costs involved in running the business. And Deborah says great planning takes a lot of being still and learning, right? Deborah says she's laughing at us. She says, I'm double dutching, working and putting my pinky toe into the entrepreneurial world. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how you can test the waters, right? And Rachel says, I have worked for myself since 1998. I started my law practice and I do other things as well. Let's not forget our gifts are multiple. Baby, your gifts are multiple within your life purpose. There are many ways that you can tap into that to also branch out to help others as well, right? But this has been a great conversation. So we're going to start winding it down a little bit. Continue to put your comments in because we love to hear them. We love to hear all the successes. We love to hear what you're doing out there because, hey, you need to be in the business directory. Hint. We're going to start with Marlo. Marlo, what are your final thoughts and where can we find you?
My final thought is keep your dream, right? Don't give up on your entrepreneurial dream, but you got to be realistic. You have business expenses, you have real life costs. Don't be out here trying to play boss for people who, at the end of the day, they're going to talk about you when you're up. They're going to talk about you when you're down. I know a lot of professionals. I know people that make really good money where they don't have to have a side hustle. I'm glad that the lady in the last video was an attorney. I actually know an ADA. You know, he works full time in the district attorney's office, and he works part time. He has a law practice, and he has for 20 years, and he keeps them both going because you got to have multiple streams of income. You cannot rely on anything. As an entrepreneur, one lie can ruin your business. One lie can truly ruin your whole dream. So you just got to be smart about this. You know what your overhead is. You know what you have to pay out and what you need to have the quality of life. Let's not forget, as we want these titles, boss, founder, CEO, this, that, big dog, you still need to have a quality of life. So just think about what you need to make your life quality. And I assure you, all the other things will work themselves out. The customers will find you, you will find them, and y'all will get money and spend money together. If you want the customers to find you and you've been having a hard time navigating this thing called the internet because it's hard. It's hard navigating the internet. It's hard being found. People tell you that the AI bots will automatically make your life better. And to some degree they do, but there are humans that are searching for things. So hit the McCloud. I'm sorry, y'all. I've gone on because I am a serial entrepreneur and multiple job worker. I'm already on my next task. The marlogroup.com is who you should contact if you are looking to expand your visibility in the digital marketplace. Thank you all. Keep your dreams. Keep pushing. I see you. I appreciate you. I love you.
And listen, she knows her stuff. Now, listen, if you're not a part of the Fly Nubian Money Club, you missed out on her class, but it's not too late. Go ahead and join that Fly Nubian Money Club and go hit up that class. But most of all, go straight to Marlo because she knows what she is talking about. Dr. Sabrina, what are your final thoughts and where can we find you?
Okay. I recently saw something that kind of sums up the entrepreneurial journey. Says you spend time, you got to spend time getting noticed. You know, you come on the scene, nobody really knows who you are. So you got to do some things, you got to spend some money, make an investment just to get noticed. And once you move beyond getting noticed, you want to become known. known as the it person for whatever it is you bring to the table, whatever your business entity is. And once you move beyond that, then and only then will you start to get paid. And I think sometimes we have unrealistic expectations. We go into this just kind of wanting to get paid before we ever pay our dues. It's no different than an actor does. We can all relate to that. There are many actors and actresses that will tell you when they go to Hollywood, they don't get that first big movie right away. So they have to do some type of side hustle because they still got to pay the bills. They got to have somewhere to live. And so I think, I'm still in awe that we're even having a conversation about someone just saying, you've been at this for a while and it's not working for you. Don't get discouraged, but do something else to supplement your income in the meantime while you're working through it. So with that being said, I'm with Tab on this one, you guys. I'm with Tab on this one. You got to do what you got to do, because at the end of the day, if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have anyone else to help support you, like those of us that have spouses or have partners, then it's going to be hard for you. Take it from someone who has been in the struggle and still in the struggle. That being said, y'all know who I am. I am Dr. Sabrina Edmond Williams, educator, author, and investor, opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted, and I'm so excited and so delighted to be a panelist here on the Fly Nubian Money podcast. If I can help you with your life and legacy plan, please feel free to reach out to me at I am so noted. That's IAMSEWNOTED.
Love it. Listen, she's the woman you want to go talk to. We don't call her doctor for nothing, right? So go ahead and make sure that you connect with her as well. Melissa, what is your final thoughts and where can we find you?
So I think Miss Tabitha Brown was absolutely right. And to each his own. Like what I said earlier, we need to practice emotional intelligence as entrepreneurs and as everyday people. You can't take things too personal like that. I think it's ridiculous that people took it the way they did. Um, but for me, it's all about balance, okay? So I'm all about following my intuition, but the practical side of things, having your money together and all of that is important too. But go for your dreams and don't let nothing or no one stop you. But you have to know what you're doing for yourself, and you have to be able to listen to that voice inside of yourself and know what you're supposed to do. No one else, only you. And that's what I have to say.
I love it. Where can we find you, Melissa?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram at Melissa_X017. And I'm happy for this panel today because now I have more fire on me to continue to get my YouTube page officially up and going. So
You
I'm
better jump
away.
in early, y'all. Jump in early, because I can guarantee you she's going to be bringing you a lot of good stuff. I'm excited for you,
Yeah.
Melissa. And
hmm
listen,
I
here's my.
already.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I already shot my first podcast too, by the way. So yeah, I'm only sharing that because we're family here, right, audience? So it's
I
coming.
love it.
It
I
is.
love it. I love it. I feel you
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. Now, listen, here's my final thoughts. Listen, living, you've only got one life.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, we've only got one life. I've learned that more than anything in the last 2.5 years. And even though I absolutely love real estate, I am here for it to help you build your wealth. My life purpose is being a vocalist. I like to bring joy through music, and God knows we need more of that. So I am walking in my life purpose. Yes, I am now your singing international real estate agent. But a part of that also includes getting yourself out there, regardless of whatever your business is, right? So when you know that you have that, then you're always going to have that tapping on your heart when you're not walking the way that you should be walking in your purpose. Listen to your heart, go after it. Also know to use the skills that you got to help you launch into that dream. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that at all. Do what you need to do to get to the goal at the end of this beautiful rainbow. And in order to help you do that, you got to be seen. And I have a wonderful live streaming class that will help you create good videos, help you get over your fears of being on camera. You'll find that at laurakey.net. My next one will be coming up real soon. And matter of fact, I am putting one together that you are going to be able to self-pace whenever you are ready. Because sometimes you might need to be shaking in your boots, but you can always go back and self-pace yourself into success at laurakey.net. We had a beautiful conversation today. Thank you so much to everyone who has watched. Tamisha said, I always learn something new every time I watch the Fly Nubian Queens and apply these gems as I keep building my future business ventures. Another great show, and blessings to everyone. We thank you, Dr. Vibe. We thank you, Rachel, Tamisha. We also thank you, Black Lexicon. We see you today. We also have, Donna, we have Deborah. You know what, Sonia? We have so many people that come and visit us every day. Y'all are not just watchers. You're family. And we love you and we thank you for being here. So for today, we want you to remember one thing. Whether you choose a job, a business, or both, it's all about building your foundation for financial freedom. So stay smart, plan ahead, and know that there's no one path, not just one, to success. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Don't miss us. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Bye.